The night was draped in a blanket of darkness as my friends and I stood before the long-abandoned hotel. Its once lavish exterior now wore a shroud of decay, a testament to the passage of time. A thrill coursed through our veins as we contemplated the mysteries that lay within its walls. We were a group of adventurous souls seeking an adrenaline rush, unaware of the horrors that awaited us within. As we stepped into the hotel's deserted lobby, an unsettling stillness surrounded us. The air was heavy, laden with a deep sense of foreboding. The elegant chandeliers that once lit the space now hung precariously, their crystals caked with dust. The faded wallpaper was peeling away, revealing layers of forgotten stories etched upon its surface. The creaking floorboards groaned beneath our feet as we ventured further into the hotel's corridors. Dust particles danced in the air, catching the faint light that filtered through the cracked windows. The atmosphere grew suffocating, as if the very walls held their breath, whispering secrets to one another. We found ourselves in the grand ballroom, its former splendor now reduced to a haunting echo of the past. Moonlight spilled through the stained glass windows, casting ethereal colors across the rotting floor. It was here, in this room, that we first heard the faint strains of a piano, a melancholic melody that tugged at our souls. Driven by curiosity, we followed the haunting music, its echoes leading us deeper into the hotel's intricate halls. The corridors seemed to shift and warp, the familiar turning unfamiliar. Shadows danced along the walls, their forms stretched and distorted. The air grew colder, chilling us to the bone as we delved further into the heart of the hotel. As we stumbled upon a forgotten library, its shelves lined with tattered books that whispered forgotten tales of love and loss. The whispers grew louder, their words muffled yet unmistakable. They spoke of tragic events that had unfolded within these walls, of souls longing for release but trapped in eternal torment. Our sense of unease grew as we continued our exploration. Furniture moved of its own accord, spectral apparitions flickered in the periphery of our vision, and disembodied voices murmured incoherent phrases in the empty spaces. In one particularly eerie room, the walls were decked out with faded portraits, their subjects staring back at us with hollow eyes. As we studied the paintings, a cold wind swept through the room, causing the portraits to sway as if alive. We recoiled in horror as the eyes of the portraits seemed to follow our every move, their faces filled with longing and despair. Whispers led us to a hidden staircase, concealed behind a crooked, hanging tapestry. We climbed the stairs, drawn toward the upper floors, but with each step the atmosphere grew increasingly heavy, as if an invisible force sought to deter our progress. On the topmost floor, we discovered a suite, a place rumored to have once housed a renowned medium whose seances had summoned forces from beyond. The room was covered with ritualistic symbols and artifacts, its walls filled with an otherworldly energy. The whispers grew louder, now accompanied by disembodied moans and cries. A table stood at the center of the room, bathed in the dim light of flickering candles. A sudden compulsion overcame us, urging us to gather around the table, our hands resting upon its weathered surface. The room grew still, an eerie silence hanging in the air. As if in response to our presence, the air came alive, crackling with electricity. A vortex materialized in the center of the room, and ghostly figures emerged from the darkness, their shadow-like forms overlapping with our own. Mournful cries filled the room, a chorus of trapped souls seeking redemption. Panic gripped us, our hearts pounding in our chests as the spirits converged upon us, their anguished faces filling our vision, their desperate pleas for release echoing in our minds. The room quaked, the barrier between the living and the dead blurring. Scared and unsure of what to do, we began to pray, chanted a prayer of salvation, an invocation of light and protection. The room suddenly erupted in a flash of light, blinding us. We waited, eyes squeezed shut, and held our breaths, hoping when we opened our eyes it would all be over. After what seemed like an eternity but was probably only a few seconds, the light subsided and we found ourselves outside the hotel, breathless and shaken. The abandoned hotel stood just as it always had, its dark secrets forever trapped within its decaying walls. We had survived the ordeal, but our experience would forever linger in our memories, a reminder of the darkness that can consume those who dare to seek out the unknown. And so that night, We made a vow to never speak of what happened to us and what we experienced and saw, and to never return to the hotel again. The hotel would forever serve as a cautionary tale, a testament to the depths of terror that await those who dare to enter the realm of the haunted.